Thank you for joining us for the Drive Less Connect training for transportation coordinators. I'm Heather McCary with the Westside Transportation Alliance, and I'll be walking you through how to use the Drive Less Connect tool as an administrator. Today's training will be discussing resources, what the tool does, the tool from the user's perspective, how to administer the tool, how to run an incentive program, and finally how to market the tool. First thing we'll cover is resources. In order to download a notes manual for this presentation, you can email the Westside Transportation Alliance at wta@wta-tma.org. You can also go out on the Westside Transportation Alliance website at wta-tma.org/drivelessconnect, where you'll find official Drive Less Connect manuals and carpool resources such as sample carpool agreement forms. So now we're going to look at what the tool does. We're all familiar that the tool is a matching tool, and it does that great. You can use the tool to find carpool matches. You can also use the tool to find a van pool. Existing van pools can put their van pool into the Drive Less Connect tool if they have an empty seat in their van pool, and you can be matched with that van pool. You can also use it to find bike buddies, so if you're looking for someone that lives near you to bike to work or show you the best route, you can use the tool to find that. It's important to note that the tool is both secure and geographic based. So your personal information is not going to be shown through this tool, but rather people will contact you in an email message sent through Drive Less Connect. You can also see with this map that it's a geographic tool, so you can see exactly where your matches are at the beginning of your trip and the end of your trip to help determine who might be the best match for you. It's also a free tool, and there's 2,900 users currently in the metro region and 490 in Washington County. And obviously the more users we have in the system, the better this tool can work. So it's really important to try to encourage your employees to sign up for Drive Less Connect. And finally, the tool can be used to run incentive programs. And these incentive programs can be run through your own worksite, or they can be programs that the Westside Transportation Alliance or an organization like Metro runs for you. So the tool is a matching tool, it's secure, it's geographic based, it's a free tool for people. The more people that use it, the better, and you can use it to run promotions. You can also use it to use in-network carpool matching. And what I mean by this is you can use it to match with somebody that's in your worksite. So for example, in this situation, you can say that the only people you want to see this trip, in other words, the only people you want to match with, are the people that are in my Westside Transportation Alliance network. So the only people that work at my work site can see this trip. You can also click everyone, and then anyone that's in the system would be able to match with you. So I've been using this word network, and basically a network is a group of like users with one or more administrators. And Metro is our parent network because we're in the Metro region. Under Metro, there are other smaller networks. So the Westside Transportation is a network under Metro, and anyone that works in Washington County is automatically put under the Westside Transportation Alliance network. But under the Westside Transportation Alliance network, there are these smaller networks. For example, there's Washington County Bank or Retail World. So your organization, your company, can be its own network under the Westside Transportation Alliance, and then there can be users in that network. And this is exactly what I was talking about before. This is how you would match with someone just in your network. So just people, let's say you only want to match with people at Retail World. This is how it's done if you set up a network for Retail World. Let's say you're a company that doesn't have the time to set up a network or doesn't have the interest or the resources. Users can still be in Washington County. They'll be under the Westside Transportation Alliance network, but they wouldn't be able to match with people just in their organization. So that's just a really quick overview of what the tool does. Next, I want to jump into what the tool looks like from the user's perspective. And I want to let you know of a resource that the Westside Transportation Alliance has put together. It's a 3-minute video on our YouTube page, which is at youtube.com/WTA Oregon, and it shows people how to log on to the site and exactly how to use it. So the first thing you do when you get to drivelessconnect.com is you'll need to hit register now because you're a new user. And that's going to take you to this basic registration page that you'll need to fill out. Once you do that, you'll be told that the account has been created and that an email has been sent to your account. You just need to click on the link provided and verify that you are who you say you are. You can then log into your account. The first time that you log into Drive Less Connect, it's going to ask you some initial questions so it can get a little bit better sense of who you are, such as your home address and your work address. And in the future, you're not going to have to answer these questions again, but the tool will remember your answers to these. And it'll then ask the users to talk a little bit about how they normally commute to work, and this is just so we can get a better sense of how people are commuting in the region. Once you fill out that information, you're going to be brought to your home page. Everyone has their own unique home page, and I'm going to walk you through what you can do at this home page. There is a menu at the top of the page, and I'm going to just walk through each of these items on the menu. The first is Ride Match, and this is how you find a carpool partner. So under Ride Match, you're going to hit Create a Trip. And you're going to have to answer some basic questions about this trip, like what is this trip for and how often you're going to take it. And then you're going to put in the geographic information about this trip. So the start address, the end address. If you're not comfortable putting in your start or ending address, because you think that's personal information you don't want people to know, you can just put in a cross street. And then you'll be able to put in your time preferences and your preferences of whether you want to drive or if it's a carpool or van pool, etc. Now, this is important for administrators to understand about who can see this trip. We recommend that users either click everyone or that they click users from their specific worksite, so in my case, the Westside Transportation Alliance employees. If you put no one, users will still be able to find matches. They'll be able to look and see who their matches are, but people aren't going to be able to see their trips. So they'll be able to see other people's trips, but no one will see their trips. And it reduces the potential ability for people to match. So once you put in your basic geographic information and when you want to go, you'll be brought to this page where you'll be able to see your matches, and you'll be able to click here, send a message, and that's how you'll be able to communicate with your matches without having to give your personal information out. So that's how you find a carpool match or a bike match or van pool match. Now I want to go and show you the calendar feature. So this is what the calendar feature looks like. You're able to log the types of trips that you're taking. And there's really two reasons you'd want to log your trips. The first is Drive Less Connect will put together a report for you so you can see exactly how much money you saved, gasoline saved, CO2 saved based on the number of trips that you've taken. The second reason is rewards or incentive programs, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So we're back at our home page, and I want to go over events real quick. So anyone can create an event, or you can just look at the events by clicking View Events. And events is something like a conference or a timbers match, something that you might go to, a one-time event, or in this example, skiing at Crystal Mountain. And so if you have an organizational event such as a conference, you can put that up on Drive Less Connect, and then people can find matches in order to carpool or van pool to that event. Next, I want to talk a little bit about rewards. These are programs that could be run by Westside Transportation Alliance or organizations like Metro. And this is what I was talking about, needing to log your trips. People participate in these programs based on the number of trips they logged. Just by being in the system and using the system to find a match, that doesn't automatically enter you into these rewards programs. What enters you into the rewards programs is when you log the trips. So you might need to, the stipulation of the rewards program is that maybe you log 5 trips. So after you log 5 trips, you're automatically entered into the rewards program. So that would be sort of the second reason that people might want to use that calendar function. Alright, so we're back at our home page, and there's a profile tab at the top here, and you can just change your basic information about that. You can add information about your vehicle or different locations. Let's say you work at multiple sites, you could add those different locations. And this is also where you can see the networks that you are in. Users are automatically placed into networks based on their geographic location. So for example, I was automatically placed in the Beaverton and the Portland Metro networks. For some reason I was also placed in Washington State. It might be based on a carpool match that I was trying to make. And then you can also see that I'm in the Westside Transportation Alliance network. Everybody in Washington County would also be in the WTA network. You could also be added to your own work network. And that can happen. We'll be talking about how people are added to their work network, but probably the best way is if people use their email domain. So at WTA.org would automatically place somebody into the Westside Transportation Alliance network.